To you raw and authentic. The truth. But behind the truth, behind the scenes. Check them out. Not TV. Not TV, baby. Not TV.
Get me when I hit him with the Captain Mall Paul. We in this bitch deep, mobbing like the big priest. Only real killers over here. Yeah, where's the judge? Who the fuck I'm supposed to fear? Soldiers in the front side, soldiers in the rear. Heads on the swivel, so you know we so aware of what's happening over there. We don't care, want some drama, nigga, put it in the air.
All right, man, we back, man. We here with the man himself, man. Big man out of goddamn Chicago. You know what I mean? If you could tell the people who you are, where you from, if I could.
Man, Captain Malquad.
You can't expect me. That's what you own up. Whoa time, every time a nigga roll up. Only real niggas on the squad. Get me when I hit them with the Captain Malquad.
I am in charge of the Chicago school under Commander Jenny Hanna. I grew up on the border of Chicago, a street called Howard Street, which borders, we call it where the city ends and the suburbs began, a town called Evanston. Right, so I bet you know, big out to my town Evanston. That's where I grew up.
Yeah. So you say you from the county?
Cook County.
Okay,
Cook
all right,
County,
bet.
damn
Cook
right.
County, that's Chicago though, right?
Yeah, damn right.
All right, so you from you. Okay, so you're not from in Philly.
Yeah.
You got the city,
right?
You got the county,
right?
Yeah, I mean,
right.
So you ain't repping the county, you repping the city.
No doubt. I'm from, like I say, it's a street that borders where I'm from. Chicago, like literally, if you walk across the street, Chicago is here. You walk across this street, you in Evanston. So Chicago, you know what I'm saying? It ain't officially my home, but it's my home.
Got you.
No doubt.
No sound crazy.
Sound crazy.
All right, Cap. So if I could, man, could you take us back to the food stamp days, back to the, like middle school?
Yeah.
Take us back to young boy Cap, if you could.
Oh man, young boy Cap was poor, on food stamps, holes in my pants, embarrassed to go to school, low self-esteem, no pops in the home,
Good night.
Homeless, you know, typical life in Black America. You know, it was definitely rough growing up. My mother did the best that she could, and so, but it was definitely was rough growing up.
Damn. So what was it like in high school? Like, high school, same thing. Like what you had to go through in high school?
High school, you know, was definitely a different monster. The one thing about high school you learn immediately is that it's a fashion show.
Right.
You know, I went to Evanston Township High School, where most people know it as a fashion show.
Right.
And when I first went, I ain't had a fashion. So what I did to keep up with the fashion was the money that my mother gave me, I would save it and use it to buy what we call crack cocaine.
God damn.
You know what I'm saying? And I would use that crack cocaine money to go buy clothes. You know what I'm saying? To keep up with everybody, me and my partners. You know what I mean? That's Jadakiss said it the best. I used to save my lunch money just to get in the game.
Right. I remember Meek,
you know
old Meek line, he said, save my lunch money to get an onion.
Yeah. I literally, when I heard, well, I ain't hear Meek, but when I heard Jada say that, I said, well, goddamn.
Yeah.
That's literally what I did. Me and my partners did coming up.
That's heavy.
Damn right.
So you got into the drug game heavy in high school.
Yep. Yep. And after once I graduated, me and my best friend, you know what I'm saying, we continued our drug career and ended up catching a felony case.
Damn.
Traveling out of town from Chicago to Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, that's feds.
Yeah. Along the case, along the route, we got pulled over, got caught with it. Fortunately, at the time, my cousin had a little money, so we was able to get probation and restitution and all that. But it was, you know, it definitely was a scary experience when you look at the paperwork,
right?
And they tell you can get up to 50 years,
right?
So I was fortunate just to escape that.
Damn
right.
All right, so if I cut out one, so now you moving through life, you know what I'm saying? Like, so what's it like when you start thinking about like, man, I gotta change my life. I gotta get about this life I'm living. What was that part of your life like?
Oh man, you know, at the time that right before I came into the truth, I was at home with my kids every day, arguing with my woman about not having a job, feeling suicidal, and that's when I came across the ISUPK, the Commander Jenny Holland. So when brothers tell you that the truth say they life, excuse me, well, the ISUPK say they life, they literally saved my life by me clicking on YouTube and finding out about who we were and what our purpose is in the earth. You know what I mean? So at that time, I was, couldn't find a job because of my felony. I just told you about the case that I caught when I was young. But that carries with you. Any brother that know that they got a felony, that walk with you through life. I went on 200 interviews and could not get a job because of that felony. So I was in hell at the time.
Damn. So you hit that YouTube. And that's pretty much what started. So I know you probably was looking at YouTube, rolling the blunt.
Just goddamn. This brother here is a prophet indeed. Because when I was watching the videos, I definitely was getting high while watching them. And cats in my neighborhood to tell you, I love the videos so much. I used to take the speakers to the computer and put them in the window so people in the neighborhood could hear it. I was world famous for doing that. And people would actually stand on the corner and listen to what came out of the speakers from the ISUPK. It took me 2 years to shake that demon of getting high. I shook it. I called the school. It was about the Passover. Talked to General Haas at the time.
Shout out to General Haas.
Big out shout out to General Haas. And man, I've been rolling in the game ever since.
All right, so if I could, Cat, I know a little bit about you. So
most I'm crazy.
At one point in time, you was in the city of Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, damn right. Big shout out to Philadelphia.
Shout out to Philly.
I love Philly, man. Philly, man. When I first got to, of course, the town I grew up in was half black, half white. You know, you didn't really grow up around white people, but you seen them. So when I came to Philadelphia, it was a culture shock to me because Philly, I don't know if people know about Philly, is like Chocolate City. I know they call DC Chocolate City, but for me, everywhere I went in Philly, you seen nothing but black people.
No, it's not TV. You can say
nothing but niggas. That's like it. You know what I'm saying? And man, I love Philadelphia. I love the vibe, even though I know like Chicago, it's a lot of murders, you know what I'm saying, a lot of violence. But when I was there for the 3 years I lived there, man, I loved it. Philadelphia, I tell people all the time, got some of the most beautiful. I was telling the brother today, Philadelphia got some of the most beautiful black women I ever seen. So big shout out to Philly. I miss Philly.
So so what was that like to making the decision to get up and go from Chicago, from where it was comfortable at?
Well, at the time, me and my baby mother was having a conflict. So I wasn't seeing my children at the time anyway, right? I was in the truth. I was a trooper doing the work or whatever. And I just so happened to get fired from my job. So I looked at those two aspects, getting fired, not being in contact with my children. I called down to Philadelphia, talked to General Muhammad, told him that big shout out to General Muhammad, told him that I love the brotherhood and I want to be around the brothers more. Commander Jenny Hanna gave the order, allowed me to come out. Shout out to Commander Jenny Hanna. Allowed me to come up, and I came up. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really have any plans on when I would come back, but I'm gonna say about that third year I was in Philly. As much as I love Philly, I started to get homesick. You know what I'm saying? And so that third year, it was perfect. Hebrew Academy. I was finishing that up, and I just felt though it was time to take this work of the Lord back to the crib.
Got you. You know what, Cat? And we love you and we appreciate that. You actually got a brother right behind you from Chicago.
Damn
you know
right.
what I'm saying? So like you went back to Chicago, from my understanding, and took this truth and quadrupled
Damn right.
what you got in Philly. You know what I'm saying? You made your city a beautiful place. Not only was your city, you know what I'm saying, we got little spots in Cleveland. We got spots in Pittsburgh. We got spots in Detroit.
Damn
right. We got spots in Milwaukee. We got spots in Indiana. You know what I'm saying? Indianapolis, Naptown, Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I know that's the Most High Christ, but Cat, you know what I mean, you put a super duper brick in the game. You know what I'm saying? And we love you for that. You know what I mean? So Cat, Cat, so what was it like when you came back to Chicago and you like, damn, I got all of this information and I got all of this ground to cover?
Well, everybody before you do something, sometimes you kind of having visions of what may take place.
Right.
And what I didn't see taking place was the grind and the struggle of when I first moved back. You know what I'm saying? Satan was definitely up against me, brother.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
And it was very hard. It was hard, but I even at one point in time I even had to stay in a shelter, which I didn't have to. I could have came back to Philly. But I could have came back to Philly, and my wife at the time, she had a crib out in Kalamazoo. But I said, damn that. I said, I came back to build a school in Chicago. I stayed in the shelter, got my weight up, got me a job. They helped me get a job. They ended up getting the place. And once I got the place, man, from there it was history. Brothers started coming. I got a couple of brothers from Oregon. Big shout out to the Bob Mouth.
Big shout out to Bob Mouth.
Big shout out to Lamakiala. They moved from Oregon to Chicago to help with the work of Lord. Big shout out to Officer Rahim and Officer Dama.
Dama, shout out to you.
We went out there, brother, with no camp. You see how brothers got camp equipment? We went out there with no camp equipment, no nothing, just a cell phone, and went out there and did the work of the Lord. And
that's real, and that's probably what it is.
Right.
I mean, we respect that. Just going out there, we see the grind, we see the dedication and the just the audacity and the ambition.
Right.
And that's what people respect.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about business, and people don't buy into the business.
Yeah.
I'm saying they invest into the person.
There you go.
Know what I mean? So in your case, I'm saying they saw who you were, they saw the strength,
and
they saw your conviction. You know what I'm saying? And the brother behind you can attest to it. You know what I'm saying? They seen who you was, and they saw you was boots to the ground, 10 toes in. And you put your brick in, Cat.
Man, if I could, I would not been able to do what I did, of course, you know what I'm saying, without the Most High, the God of the niggas, Yahweh in the Hebrew, you know what I'm saying? And of course, I wouldn't been able to do what I did without the spirit of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And of course, big shout out to Commander Jenny Hanna, General Muhammad, General Haas, General Shawma, General Kathumgabar, and General Kabalamath. Without them brothers building me up and giving me strength, I would not been able to go back home and do what I did. So, big up to those brothers, man.
Yeah, man. But Cat, man, that was a beautiful thing. So we love you for that, Cat.
Well, y'all too, love you. Damn right. Listen, in order to do this work, you have to sincerely love your people.
Right.
And I love black people, man, Hispanics and Native American Indians. I'm willing to give my life, you know what I'm saying, so my people could wake up. I think it's worth it.
So let me ask you a question, Cat. How would you define brotherhood?
Man, brotherhood is almost like a conditional and unconditional, right? Like sometimes in brotherhood, you gotta be able to, keep it one. You gotta be able to keep it 100 with a brother. You gotta teach a brother. Brothers gonna make mistakes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Brothers may offend you. You gotta go talk to your brother if he offend you. Right. There's so many things that come with brotherhood, but when you really down with another brother, I mean, it's what life is all about. Brotherhood to me is life. If I had to put anything next to it, that's what I would put it. I wake up every day just to be with my men, see my men. I'm gonna tell you, you know what I'm saying, at the Chicago school, the minute they come into school, I talk about them brothers day and night, make jokes about them. But I've been like that my whole life, and I tell people, if I joke with you, that means I love you. You know, I only joke with the men because I love the hell out of them brothers, and I would be nothing without them.
Right. That's heavy.
Damn right.
All right, sir. If I could, anything else you want to tell our 2 subscribers?
Man, I would tell subscribers, man, listen, if you're a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man or woman, get in this truth ASAP. Isupk, under Commander Jenny Hanna. We all over the country. We outside the country. Man, get in contact with us, man. Let's go ahead and keep raising this nation up so we can get from under the foot of these devils, man. That's about it.
Cat the Mama Quiet.
Most sign crazy. Damn right.
Shy.
That's right.
Black TV.
Damn right.
Yeah.
We got to represent for the culture. Niggas coming out here with all this funny color hair, skinny jeans and shit. Fuck that, nigga. We taking it back to the fringes. Motherfucking Spikes, nigga, representing for the Hebrews. Angry Black Man Media, nigga. We getting it in. We bringing that real shit back.
I match my guns with the sneaks. That's my fashion week. Go ask the streets. Dog, we got massive beef. We pass elite. Play this on blast, repeat. Let it go worldwide, let the masses peep. I don't care if she thick or her ass petite. She want war with the D, she a casualty. Long as she don't got no limits like I'm Master P. Fucking bitches! Boom stick style!
No, do that shit over again.
You know I'm squeezing on trigger, my bullets hitting you won't heal it with stitches. You don't want that, you don't want to get your skull cracked. Better
I got big rank, you mad, get stained, work hard, then play, bad bitch, my taste, we vibe, we lay, you purple, you gay, delete your ass, lil' fame, I'm on wall, got the same, 4-0, these people, 4-0, I try to tell these motherfuckers time and time, 4-0, pussy ass, purple ass nigga, man, 4-0, but get your born ass right. Niggas better get their weight up, you little body bitch. Worry about a damn pay cut, you little body bitch. I ain't worried about none of these niggas, little body bitch. You that scare rag, cow ass little body bitch. Had to fuck around, get my rank up, you little body bitch. And I'm pouring up, yeah, young nigga, and I'ma take a sip. Yeah, all the niggas want down hate, but tell them zip it lip. You a dumb ass, scare ass boy, little body bitch. Damn, and I ain't worried about nothing, nigga, nah, I ain't worried about shit. I got more than one, so you know nigga don't reminisce. I spit flavors on they damn beats, niggas better catch a pitch. Never knew a goddamn man be scared to represent. Well, you a whole ass, dirty ass, little damn body ass nigga. Get body with the damn scripture with your little body ass nigga. Nigga, I'm a true priest, true line, nigga, true Zion ass nigga. And you a little boy, little bitch ass, little body ass nigga. Be rain, you mad, get stained, work hard, then play. Bad bitch, my taste, we vibe, we lay, you purple, you gay, you leech ass, lil' fame, I won't walk, got the same, 4-0, 4-0, I tell them nigga, 4-0, get your shit together, 4-0, work. I'ma do this shit till I rock, you little body bitch. I'ma ditch your ass like your pot, you little body bitch. And I'm smooth with it, y'all zop, you little body bitch. And I switch nigga on that thought, you little body bitch. And I'ma stay turning like the cars, you little body bitch. And I'm stone cold like a bond, you little body bitch. And I'm a warrior like that Gabar, you little body bitch.
I got you. Let it rap real quick. Look.
City eyes, it's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shotty in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls till you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times soon. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Fence taste sweet, told him make me an apple crisp. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Java, come on, man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evans to a mall quad. Telling me how the crackers turn his childhood to a ghost town. Focus out, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Let my light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them other niggas rap, I make anthems. I really see profits under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I want it black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that's sunk dirty to handle. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo, spirit ancient, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Wardo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. ride around with Yara down. Just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than baby's kid. Remember, I dropped Quiet Storm. I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
According to God, the white man is the devil.
See, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this boy, your ass need to stop it. Ass you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that bygone be. Boy, your ass need to stop it. Ass you to prop. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I tell you once, won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed the up on parole because of the COVID. It feel like the host in this world that don't go together. Know where it's gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. See the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass you the prophets. You know, like we all come together. You know, they say God so loved the world. God so loved the world, and no, boy, your ass need to stop it, ass you the prophets. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, y'all, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass shit. Oh, I'm gonna step, I'm solid for show. To the fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go, let's go. I ain't taking no loss, ain't no token when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just play with you. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell them we can't keep it slate. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high, got your baby pass through the fire. Ain't she the prophets? That baby soul belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Devil will fail you, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Push your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop it, ass she the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass she to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga.
Because I'm willing to fight against drug dealers if they Muslim, if they Christian, if they atheist, if they Buddhist, if they killing black men. Guess what? I'm gonna say something about it. Because you know why? Just like you ain't gonna, like your boy said, it ain't gonna happen. Guess what? I'm not letting nobody sell you drugs without me saying that. I'm not gonna do it. Even though I don't know you, guess what? Just like that's your boy, guess what? I'm your boy. Even though I don't know you, I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. And it's worth something.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues. Call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good break. Sometimes a follower is a soldier trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how did you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord? Got a tongue like a two-edged sword with a style that they might just record. The only thing equal is the curse for the wicked and the righteous reward. Have mercy on the many, don't see it. Separated from the tares, now on my prayers and it's so be it. A rebel, take the world by word of mouth. UPK, we the rebels that you heard about. Yeah. And it ain't gonna stop till 100 virgins in the house and I'm handing verdicts out. Get rank, you ain't heard a clout without a shadow of a doubt. These devils hitting licks off us. Fuck the bank, I'm about to store the pocket ticket office. Can't sweet talk us, cannot stop us. And plus I know the feds watch us. Tell the people that they church full of witch doctors. Put us in prison, they stockpile us. Meanwhile, UPK turning rebels into Rockwallers. In league with mighty men, and now I understand things that never truly made sense. Like why I'm crying at this funeral for a criminal, knowing he ain't innocent, it's fucked up. But my boot shine, standing between two priests, about to blaze on their ass, call it tough love. Look out for niggas just cuz, and wouldn't touch a white bitch with OJ's black gloves. Father, forgive me for my error. I'm forever by your side. Clean and purge me of all my flaws. This the reason I'm alive. Thank God for this truth, cause for a long time was a rebel without a cause.
Look, man, first time I met Manager in Johanna, man, hit 3807.
Rebel without a cause.
My little daughter with me. Opened the door, he was dropping the truth for me and all that.
Rebel
he
without
said,
a cause.
Man, you know, you do your time, we taking the mountains, training in hand-to-hand combat.
Rebel without a cause, it's the reason I'm alive. Thank God for this truth, cause for a long time was a rebel without a cause.
You cannot whoop us. We're already dead. We're already beaten down. We've been beaten down for 400 years. We already got the wounds inside and outside our bodies. How you gonna hurt us? You cannot threaten us. You cannot frighten us. We live in the most frightening places, under the most frightening conditions. We are immune to fear. We are immune to harm. You see what I'm saying? You have stepped into a cesspool. You're the only one gonna get infected. Because I'm willing to fight against drug dealers if they Muslim, if they Christian, if they atheist, if they Buddhist, if they shooting black men. Guess what? I'm gonna say something about it. Because you know why? Just like you ain't gonna, like your boy said, it ain't gonna happen. Guess what? I'm not letting nobody sell you drugs without me saying that. I'm not gonna do it. Even though I don't know you, guess what? Just like that's your boy, guess what? I'm your boy. Even though I don't know you, I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. And it's worth something.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues, call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good break. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how did you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord? Got a tongue like a two-edged sword with a style that they might just record. The only thing equal is the curse for the wicked and the righteous reward. Have mercy on the many, don't see it. Separated from the tares, now on my prayers and it's so be it. A rebel, take the world by word of mouth. UPK, we the rebels that you heard about. Yeah. And it ain't gonna stop till 100 virgins in the house and I'm handing verdicts out. Get rank, you ain't heard a clout without a shadow of a doubt. These devils hitting licks off us. Fuck the bank, I'm about to stone the pocket ticket office. Can't sweet talk us, cannot stop us. And plus I know the feds watching us. Telling people that they church full of witch doctors. Put us in prison, they stop violence. Meanwhile, UPK turning rebels into rock wallers. In league with mighty men, and now I understand things that never truly made sense. Like why I'm crying at this funeral for a criminal, knowing he ain't innocent. It's fucked up, but my boot shot standing between two priests, about to blaze on their heads. Call it tough love. Look out for niggas just club and wouldn't touch a white bitch with OJ's black gloves. Father, forgive me for my error. I'm forever by your side. Clean and purge me of all my flaws. This the reason I'm alive. Thank God for this truth, cause for a long time was a rebel without a cause. Look, man, first time I met Commander General Harlem, man, hit 3807. Rebel without a cause. My little daughter with me. Opened the door, he was dropping the truth on me and all that. Rebel without a cause. Man, you know, you do your time, we taking the mountains, training in hand-to-hand combat. Rebel without a cause, this the reason I'm alive. Thank God for this truth, cause for a long time was a rebel without a cause.
You cannot whoop us. We're already dead. We're already beaten down. We've been beaten down for 400 years. We already got the wounds inside and outside our bodies. How you gonna hurt us? You cannot threaten us. You cannot frighten us. We live in the most frightening places, under the most frightening conditions. We are immune to fear. We are immune to harm. You see what I'm saying? You have stepped into a cesspool. You're the only one gonna get infected.
I ain't a people pleaser. Huh. Yeah. I ain't a people pleaser. I don't like people either. I don't care if your Naza Jigga ain't wanna meet you. Just give me my motherfucking check if we do a feature. Tell Michael Jordan he can keep his fucking sneakers. Walk inside your favorite church and just drop your preacher. Cause he ain't gonna drop the right shit that he should teach you. But what about Obama? Nigga, I don't like him either. What has he done for us? 6 years or plus. All our leaders only care about in God we trust. But do they trust in God? It's all a facade. See through the mirage, diamonds in the cars. They got $1 million houses, have you seen ours? See, we get mesmerized and fail to recognize that they don't sympathize, cause now they living better lives. Cause they got some money, we see them as demigods. But they'll be sleeping in that same place when that semi-fives. You ain't bigger than me, ain't God, ain't Christ, no father figure to me. You just another nigga to me. We breathe the same air, fuck if you richer than me. Ain't never been iller than me. I got bodies on the track, you ain't no killer to me. You just another nigga to me. We both gonna die one day, you ain't no different than me.
Aiming at them ass-eating pastors, 3-piece suited up. Fuck up out your status, it's gonna get you oozied up. Kingdom suffer violence while you tiptoe like a burglar. Stuff for ransom in them while it's handed from the murderer. And you never consider the poor who can't afford shit. Riding under limo tent, hiding like a rodent. Bitches think they so slick, left the people hopeless. Bullets through them decorated speakers, shoot for posts with it in case you have it noticed. Christ the rest of the soldiers, 100 and 44,000 ain't ringing no roses. Fuck about you penny chasers, bitch I'm a Henny taster. And they got that thing leaning into disintegrator. Death to all you Jimmy Bakers for black balling. Now hold them in them black coffins. Crimes taking crimes, ready to make wars, so you hoes just don't have to lay them down.
You ain't bigger than me, ain't God, ain't Christ, no father figure to me. You just another nigga to me. We breathe the same air, fuck if you richer than me. Ain't never been iller than me. I got bodies on the track, you ain't no killer to me. You just another nigga to me. We both gonna die one day, you ain't no different than me. 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 Ain't God, ain't Christ, no father figure to me. You ain't no different.
Rock and roll.
We off mute. We off the mic is on. Yeah. Right. Shalom, Israel, where the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. And since 1969, we've been teaching the truth according to the Bible. That so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians, we are the Israelites. We are the real Jews according to the Bible. I'm Priest and Officer Sha'al, and today is Wednesday Law class. Let's clap it up for the Most High in Christ. All right, Most High in Christ. So listen, we already know what month we are in, right? We are in the month of our oppressors, what they say Pride Month. The whole month of June that's dedicated to who? The LGBTQ community. You understand? The oppressor gave them a whole month of their what? Of their alternative lifestyles. LGBTQ. They have a whole month to be celebrated of their what? Sexual deviancy. How does God feel about that? You understand? Because we often, the Christian church often says, well, what? God loves everybody. God knows your heart. You understand? God loves everybody. But does God love a sinner? Does God love somebody who goes against the law, statutes, and commandments? So we're going to go into the Bible. We're going to find out how God feels about the LGBT community and how he feels about the Pride Month and how he feels about pride overall. All right? So we're going to go into the scriptures, right? But first, I would like to break down how the LGBTQ, they use their rainbow. They use the rainbow as their banner. You understand? They deem every color of the rainbow a part of their LGBTQ. I can't break down every color, but we're going to go into who created the rainbow. You understand? And how dare the LGBTQ steal the God's rainbow and put it as their symbol of LGBTQ sexual deviance. All right, so who's in the chat?
See right there?
All right, so we're gonna go into first. Let's go into Genesis, the 9th chapter, the 13th verse.
Well, okay.
Genesis, the 9th chapter. All right, so we're gonna go into Genesis. We're gonna start at Genesis, the 1st chapter, just to get context, right? Everything swap. Shalom, brother. What's your name? Jordan. Jordan? Yes. How you found out about the truth, Jordan? YouTube. On YouTube? Yes. How long have you been watching our classes? Watching our classes? Yes. Oh, I yes. How long have you been watching our classes? This year. For about a year now? Yeah. Okay, no sweat. Most High in Christ. So you've been strictly watching the ISUBK classes. Am I correct? I catch other things too. I know, no sweat. Okay. So what's your upbringing? You came from a religious background? Matter of fact, sit. Can you sit in the front?
Yeah. Please sit in the front, Baba Gashar. When I say Baba Gashar, it just in Hebrew, you say please. Yeah, I'm just saying please.
All right. So I'm sorry. So you came from what religious background you came from? My mom was Baptist. Okay. That's it. Okay, no problem. All right, Most High Christ. You know, what's your tribe?
No, I'm African American.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, what nationality is your dad?
African American.
Okay, Most High Christ. So you will be from the tribe of Judah, which is the so-called Negroes. All right, no sweat. You have any questions?
Yeah.
Not as of yet.
Not as yet, but it's gonna come to me.
I no sweat. All right, cool. All right. So basically, my topic today is God is against the LGBTQ Pride Month, right? You know that this month, our oppressor, when we say the oppressor, we're talking about the so-called white man. Our oppressor deemed this whole month as Pride Month. You understand? Giving the LGBT community this whole month to celebrate their alternative lifestyles. Are you aware of this month that we're in now?
Yes.
Okay. You do know that God is against the LGBTQ?
Yes.
You know that?
Yes.
How do you know that?
The Bible, Leviticus.
2013? Okay, Most High in Christ. Okay. Have you been going, outside the ISUBK, you said your mother is a Baptist. You used to go to church?
I stopped going when I was 14.
You stopped going when you was 14, right? Yes. Okay. Can you recall when you was at church, when you was 14, I don't know how old you are. I'm not gonna ask your age, but when you used to go to church, can you recall, you know, what we call today as the LGBTQ inside of the church? Like men being feminine?
I wasn't really keeping up with all that stuff.
All right, because you was a young man then, so you wasn't no understand. But you do understand that the churches today is filled with the LGBTQ, right? Feminine men, you understand? You got to be careful with the words what we say when we teach here, right? But so when we use LGBTQ, you know what I mean, right?
Yes.
You understand that the churches is filled with LGBTQ, which the pastor allows it. You understand? The pastor doesn't correct it. A lot of times the Christian pastors are known, especially Catholics, you understand, are known for assaulting children. You understand? And God is all against that. We're going to go into the scriptures, right? Now, you know what's the banner of the LGBTQ?
Rainbow?
Right, the rainbow. Do you know anything about the rainbow? Not as far as LGBT. All right, Most High Christ. So we're going to go into that, all right? So we're going to let everybody know what is the true symbol of the rainbow. You understand? Because you have young adults here that classify themselves as LGBTQ. All they know is, oh, this is what the rainbow means. You understand? But they don't know that God made the rainbow for a specific purpose. You understand? They look outside after a rainy day and they see a rainbow not knowing why the rainbow is there. You understand? So the ISUPK under the Commander General Yohana, we here to edify, you understand, and give Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians a better understanding of what the scriptures is. You understand? Contrary to what lies that the Christian church has taught us. All right? So like your priest, whenever you're ready, we're gonna go to Genesis chapter 9, verse 1. Genesis 9:1. I'll go to Genesis 9:1. Okay.
Genesis chapter 9, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And God blessed Noah.
And who?
And God
and
blessed Noah. God.
And God. And who?
God.
And God. Okay? This is the topic, God. What is God about to do? You understand? God is about to bless Noah. First of all, who is God? You understand? God is the power to Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. God only loves Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. You understand? So God is about to bless Noah. Read on.
God and his sons.
And who?
And his sons.
So God is about to bless Noah and his sons. You understand? Because we got to understand what had just taken place. God had unalived every single person and beast off the face of the earth. Now you would say, what kind of God is that? You understand? Christian church said, but God is about love. God loves everybody. God is about love and rainbows and hugs and kisses. You understand? And let's be real. You understand? If you read the scripture says that God is a man of war. He's the orchestrator of war. You understand? You see the war that's going on in the Middle East. You understand? He's the front man of that. But yet we read in the scriptures that what? God killed the whole earth and only saved Noah, his wife, and his sons. Right? Salaki and his wives, right?
Mm-hmm.
8 people? Salaki.
Yeah,
8 people?
Yeah.
That's love. Now, that would be a different topic. Do you know why God destroyed the whole earth, killed off all the people?
Wickedness. Everybody was wicked, violent.
Right. Everybody was wicked. But mainly, you understand, because the earth had became full of wickedness, like the brother said. You say your name is Jordan?
Yes.
Jordan said, you understand? But also there was high interracial marriages taking place. You understand, which is God is against. And he saw the wickedness of men that the sons of Adam was given into the daughters and the sons of the other nations. You understand, which what produced giants. Now the world would think what that giants mean that the angel came down and had sex with man. That's impossible, man. The scripture said
Giants was the sons of God.
Say that again. Say that again.
Giants was the sons of God, renowned. Famous descendants, right?
No. That's what the Christian church teaches. You understand? When God said that he made giants on the earth, okay, now for an example, what would you call a rapper or a TV or what would you call a musician or an actor?
Famous. Star.
A what? You would call them a what?
Celebrity.
You would no, you said star. You would call them a star, right?
Yes.
Okay, now. When it means giants, it's talking about that after the sons of Adam, after the sons and daughters of Adam, interracially mixed with the other nations, they were born giants. You understand?
Oh, it's like another term is he's a giant in our industry.
Right.
You ever heard that? He's a giant in our industry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he have influence.
Right.
He's big he's big in our industry.
Right.
That's the term. Remember,
right.
The Bible was written by, you know what I'm saying, our flavor. You know what I mean? So he's a giant, man. Do it mean that he's tall or he just had big influence? Yeah, it's that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what he's talking about.
You understand?
Yes.
So now when these sons and daughters were born, they became giants. You understand what I'm saying? They became giants. God didn't want that. You understand why? Because he's dealing with a righteous seed. He don't want to give that glory to another nation. That's why interracial marriages is a sin against the Most High God. You understand? So along with interracial marriages and the sin of man, God had to destroy the whole earth. Now he saved 8 people, and now we're going to go into. You got a question?
No.
And now we're going to go into. So let's read it from the top again. Genesis 9th chapter.
Oh God, Genesis chapter 9 verse 1. And God blessed Noah and his sons.
Read on.
And said unto them, be fruitful.
Be what?
Be fruitful.
Be what?
Be fruitful.
Read on.
And multiply.
And do what?
Multiply.
Be fruitful and multiply. You understand? Replenish the earth. Be fruitful and multiply is talking about produce children. You understand? Flourishing.
Yes.
Read on.
And replenish the earth.
And do what?
Replenish the earth.
And replenish the earth. Read on.
Verse 2. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth.
And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth. Read on.
And upon every fowl of the air.
Read on.
Upon all that moveth upon the earth. And upon all the fishes of the sea.
Jump down to the
So Noah was basically God.
No.
At that time.
No. Who said? Where did you read that from?
Oh, I just thought.
I know. No. I understand. But did you read that? Where does it say that?
I didn't read it.
Who's talking to Noah?
God's talking to Noah.
Who's talking to Noah?
God.
God. So Noah can't be God if God is talking to Noah. You understand? God is giving Noah dominion over the earth. Just like how he gave Adam dominion over the earth. That's why God is saying, read the second verse.
Come. And the fear
and
of
the what?
And the fear.
Read on.
Of you and the dread of
and the what?
Dread.
Read on.
Of you shall be upon every beast of the earth.
So now God is giving dominion. You understand? Over the earth to Noah. You understand? Because remember, Noah, he saved the clean beasts and the unclean beasts. You understand? By pairs. So now God is giving in order to Adam to replenish the earth. Read on.
Come. And upon every fowl of the air.
And upon every fowl of the air or the birds. Read on.
Come. Upon all the moving upon the earth.
Or the bugs and the insects and creeping things. Read on.
Come. And upon all the fishes of the sea.
And upon all the fishes of the sea. Read on.
Unto your hands.
And to who?
Unto your hands.
And to Noah's hands. Read on.
Are they delivered?
Are they delivered? Read on.
Verse 3. Every moving things that liveth shall be meat for you.
Read on.
Even as the green herbs have I given you all things.
Even as the what?
Green herbs have I given you all things.
Okay, so you understand. So God is telling Noah that we can eat meat. You understand? Because you understand, you have some vegetarians out there that may say, oh, well, we was never supposed to eat meat. You understand? Now listen. We respect vegetarians. You understand? If they choose not to eat meat, so be it. You understand? But God is saying that he gave meat, you understand, to Adam to eat. And with that, every herb. Read on.
Come. Verse 4. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat.
So we're not supposed to what? We're not supposed to eat, you understand, blood. You understand? Now our meat have to be well cooked, well done. And if you notice, Most High said, but flesh with the blood thereof, which is like, but flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. You understand? What keeps us alive? Alive is what? Blood. You understand? You ever heard of somebody bleeding out because they lost so much blood? Read on.
Come. Verse 5. And surely your blood of your life will I require. At the hands of every beast will I require it.
Read on.
And at the hands of man, at the hands of every man's brother will I require the life of man.
Jump down to the second verse for the following time.
You said 7?
Right, second verse.
Come. Genesis chapter 9, verse 7. And you.
And what?
And you.
Now he's talking to Noah. Read on.
Be ye fruitful and multiply.
Read on.
Bring forth abundantly in the earth and multiply therein.
Read on.
Verse 8. And God spoke unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying, verse 9, and I, behold, I established my covenant.
Established by what?
Covenant.
What is a covenant? Right. You understand? A covenant is a promise. It's an oath. Read on.
With you.
Read on.
And with your seed.
And with what?
With your seed.
And with what?
Your seed.
And with his seed. Read on.
After you.
Read on.
Verse 10. And with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth with you.
Yeah.
From all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth.
Read on.
Verse 11. And I will establish my covenant with you.
Read on.
Even shall all
neither Salaki.
Oh, they said that. Neither shall all flesh be cut off anymore by the water of a flood.
By the waters of a flood. Now, this is God making a promise to Noah, right? That he will no more destroy the earth with water. Right? You know what God is about to destroy the earth with? Huh? That's right. Read on.
Shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth?
Read on.
Genesis chapter 9, verse 12. And God said, this is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you.
But what is a token? What does it mean by token? Let's look up that word token. Huh? Well, this is what token means. Tokens mean symbol, a sign, an emblem, a representation. You understand? So when we see the rainbow, it would be a representation of something. What would the representation mean? The covenant that he made with Noah. That's what a token means. Token means a thing served as a visible or tangible representation of a fact, quality, feeling, etc. Some of the words would be symbol, sign, right? A rainbow will be a sign that God made a covenant with Noah, that he would no more destroy the earth with water. Okay, read on. Read the 11th verse from the top.
God. You want 11?
11th verse from the top, show.
Oh, you want to go back to 11? All right, Genesis chapter 9, verse 11. And I will establish my covenant with you.
Read on.
Neither shall all flesh be cut off anymore by the water of a flood.
Read on.
Neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth.
By God, he's not going to destroy the earth with a flood anymore. Read on.
Come. Verse 12. And God said, this is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations.
Right, for perpetual generations. You understand? For perpetual generations. Generations with an S, plural. You understand? Meaning that this is an everlasting sign. Read on.
Verse 13. I do set my bow.
I do set my what?
Bow.
My what?
My bow.
My bow. This will be the what? The rainbow. Read on.
In the cloud.
In the what?
In the cloud.
Read on.
And it shall be for a token.
A token, a sign, a representation. Read on.
Of a covenant.
Of a promise. Read on.
Between me and the earth.
Between what?
Me and the earth.
Between the Most High and the earth. Read on.
Verse 14. And it shall come to pass when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud.
So, after a rainy day, a cloudy day, you understand the Most High sets his bow in the cloud. What does that bow supposed to represent? That's bow supposed.
A spring shower. As in, when it's hot and it's steamy, that's a spring shower. When everything's coming, everything's being renewed.
That's what the rainbow represents?
Yeah, it's a spring shower. That's when majority of the time when you see that bowl, everything being renewed. Like mostly like between like April, when everything's renewed, you will see that spring shower. Then the bowl happens.
A spring shower, then the bowl happens.
Exactly.
Right? So you're telling me that the rainbow represents the spring shower, or the rainbow represents the covenant that the Most High made with Noah, that he will no more destroy the earth with a flood?
Like a renewing.
Right.
That's what usually when you see it. During the springtime, you're going to see a bunch of bowls. It's always happens.
Right.
Springtime.
Yes.
What's the Hebrew Academy?
Huh?
How do I join the Hebrew Academy? Be a part of that.
All right. Well, this is we got to stay on topic. All right. I will answer that after class. All right. Read on. What verse we in?
We on verse 15.
Read on.
Genesis chapter 9, verse 15. And I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all the flesh.
Okay, so my question is, where did you get LGBTQ from this? Where did you get the LGBTQ movement from? Exactly. When you want to say something, you raise your hand, right? This is a class. You raise your right hand, and you wait for the answer to acknowledge you. Okay, this is a class, so you want to keep it in order, right? But yet the LGBT says that what? The rainbow represents the purple represents this, the red represents that, the yellow represents this, the orange represents that. They even put in some colors in there that's not even in the rainbow. Black and brown and come on. That's madness, man. That goes to show you that, you understand, the Christian church, you understand, hates God. They hate God, man. Drop that off Sprott.
So Shalaka, and you could say this: who always draw a rainbow? Who always love colors? Children.
That's right.
Children always draw colors, and that's how the LGBTQ community try to what is that word? Try to
hold on. No, go ahead.
Try to groom the children to say, you making this flag? Maybe, you know what I'm saying, you think in a certain way. Right. Which your kid is just a kid. Mm-hmm. This is making rainbows and clouds, so on and so forth. Right. But this is how they groom the children. Right. Little kids make that. Right. Like the Care Bears. Remember the kids?
Right. That's right. Make the LGBTQ make it look harmless and innocent. You understand? And welcoming. You understand? You got schools that's filled with LGBTQ rainbows. You understand? You got schools, you understand, that's allowing drag queens and transgenders to teach their children school books. You understand? And like Officer Paratas I was saying, you understand? You remember My Little Pony and Rainbow Bright. Mm-hmm. You understand? Care Bears and Lucky Charm cereal. You understand all of that? Colors, you understand, to groom and entice children. Drop that. Let me get Genesis, the 19th chapter.
Genesis.
The 19th chapter.
Chapter 19. What verse is it?
We're going to start at verse 1.
All right, come. Genesis chapter 19, verse 1. Make sure. Genesis chapter 19, verse 1. And there come two angels to Sodom at evening, and Lot sat in the gate. Sat in the gate of Sodom.
Read on.
And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face towards the ground.
And he did what?
Bowed himself with his face towards the ground.
Okay, so Lot, you understand? Lot was what? Abraham's nephew?
Yeah,
Abraham's nephew?
Yeah.
So he saw two men coming on his property, you understand? And just like a righteous black man he is, he came and he greeted these two angels. You understand? Now remember, these men are two angels from the Most High. Read on.
Come. Verse 2. And he said, behold, now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant house.
Into your servant's house. So Lot, he's showing hospitality to these two men he don't even know. He don't even know these two men. These two men could have been anybody. You understand? It goes to show you that how much brotherhood, you understand, how Lot had for these two men. Read on.
That's what I was about to say. And tarry all night.
And do what?
Tarry all night.
And tarry all night. Read on.
And wash your feet.
Read on.
And ye shall rise. Rise up early and go on your way.
So spend the night, you understand, be comfortable, wash your feet, have something to eat. You understand, you might come from afar, from a different land. You understand, tarry with me and on your way. Hold your point. And on your point, Salaki, and on, you know, and when you and in the morning, you understand, be on your way. Read on.
Come. And they said, nay, but we will abide in the streets all night.
And the angel said, no, we will abide in the streets all night. Read on.
Come. Verse 3. And he pressed upon them greatly.
And he pressed upon them greatly, meaning he tried to convince them to stay inside his house instead of staying outside in the streets all night. Read on.
And they turned in unto him.
Read on.
And entered into his house.
And enter into his house. Read on.
And he made them a feast.
Lot made them a feast. Read on.
And did bake unleavened bread.
Read on.
And they did eat.
And they ate. Read on.
Verse 4. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom.
Even the men of what?
Sodom.
Read on.
Compassed the house around.
So now, when I go through the stories of the scriptures, I like to say, put yourself in the scriptures. You understand what I'm saying? Put your mind as if like you were there, like as if this occurrence was happening in real time, right? So now you got angel and you got these two you got Lot and these two angels. They're having dinner, you understand? And before they went to go to bed, you understand, and settle in for the night, the whole men of Sodom, you understand, came to their house. Now you got to understand, you understand, Sodom and Gomorrah are basically 5 cities built with nothing, that has nothing but what? Homosexuality, LGBTQ, what we recorded. 5 cities of that. You know what I'm saying? Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 5 cities. You understand? And all the men were Sodom and Gomorrah. Read the verse.
Salakia, please. This is a hard scripture because it says, but before they lie down, the men of the city, even, which means also the men of Sodom.
Right.
So it's saying you are a citizen. Remember, Lot is a citizen of Sodom,
Right.
but you don't participate in their behavior. But there was other citizens, other men
Right.
that wasn't of Sodom, and also and they was participating in the acts, in the law of Sodom.
Right.
And that's what I mean, because it says the men of the city. Who's these men? Who's these men? The citizens. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go along to get along. That's what's going on in America. Hey, I'm not a part of the. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm in America. I'm gonna do what America is doing.
Right.
That's the reason why I'm okay, and I go to the LGBTQ community parade. It's not. I'm not gay, but you're participating in their gay acts and they alternative lifestyle acts. You okay with it? And this is why you okay with the men of Sodom. That's that's what I see in this past. The men of the city. You say even the men of Sodom, you are participating in their act. You're not saying nothing is wrong with it. You are participating in that.
You know.
Salaki, compass, Salaki, compass the house around. Behold, old and young.
Read that again.
Old and young, both old and young.
Both what?
Old and young.
Both old and young. You understand? So the men of Sodom were both old and young. Now look at today. You understand? Look at today's society. You got young children, you understand, identifying themselves as LGBTQ. You understand? Look at Dwayne, what is that basketball player?
Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade's son. You understand? Look at Will Smith children. You understand? You got these young children, and listen, these young children, man, listen, man, they are out of control, man. These high school children, man, these girls, they hugging and kissing up on each other right in front of your face. Mosai said that nothing is new under the sun. And also, Mosai said that America is spiritually Egypt in Sodom because they're partake of the same action and traits and culture as what? Egypt and Sodom. America has been, why is America called Egypt? Because what the children of Israel are in captivity. Right. And why does America is spiritually called Sodom? Because the same Sodom that, well, guess what? Even Egypt was into sodomy. You understand? And Sodom and Gomorrah is the same thing that's going on here in America. Read on.
All the people from every quarter.
Slacky, what verse?
Verse 4. At the end.
God.
All the people from every quarter.
All the people from every quarter. Read on.
You see, Genesis chapter 19, verse 5. And they called unto Lot.
And they did what?
Called unto Lot.
Now, can you imagine you in your house, you understand, with your wife, your children, you understand, and you entertaining these two strangers, showing them hospitality, and all of a sudden you hear a knock on your door, and you open up the door, and all the townsmen are at your door. All the townsmen are at your door, like, what the hell is going on, man? You understand? But you know, they are there for those two angels. We're going to read on.
And said unto him, where are the men?
Where are the what?
Men.
Read on.
Which came into thee this night.
See, they are asking for the men that came into Lot's house. Where are the men that came unto thee this night? Read on.
Bring them out unto us.
Do what?
Bring them out unto us.
So these men of Sodom, you understand, is giving a command to Lot to bring these men out unto them. Read on.
That we may know them.
That we may what?
May know them.
That we may what?
Know them.
Now, do you know what this means? This contact means that we may know them, Jordan? That's what? Right. Read on.
Verse 6. And Lot went out at the door unto them.
Read on.
And shut the door after him.
Now, Lot was no coward, man. You understand? That took courage, man. That took integrity. You understand? He's defending these two men. You understand? That's something you learned in the Isupk, man. You understand that when you show hospitality, you understand that, and you have people coming to your house, you're responsible for them. You're responsible for their protection and their safety.
That's kind of like what Christ did.
Hold on. Did I call on you? You raised your hand, but did I call on you?
Oh, no.
Right, you gotta wait till I call on you.
All right.
All right, no sweat. What you was about to say?
It's kind of like what Christ did. You go into a house, salute it.
You gotta speak up, brother.
It's kind of like what Christ said when you go into a house, salute it, if the house be worthy. I'm paraphrasing. You get to your house, like, salute it.
Well, we'll have to go to that scripture so I can understand what you mean by that. Officer Bronson.
Oh no, what you're dropping is so heavy, and I apologize for you know what I'm saying, to be long-winded. But remember when Lot told the angels, I don't want you to be here at night.
Right.
Because Lot knew what they was going to do.
Right.
Because remember, like in a Greek in a Roman society, pedophilia was a standard and was the nature. Nobody wasn't looking down on pedophilia.
Right.
It was that, you know what I mean? That's where you get a mentor from. You remember the mentor or the apprentice. The apprentice was learning from the tradesman. The tradesman was the apprentice who was learning. That was his lover. That's what it was. That's what society. That was the society norm. You're going to get with this man. He's going to be your lover, and he's going to teach you the trade. And nobody looked down on it. That was just the standard. And women just was for procreation, so they could boost their society. But a man loving another man was the standard. That's what love was, and that's what Lot knew what was going on over here. It was different. You know what I'm saying? You walk around, men is looking to violate other men. That was going on, and I don't want you to be a victim in this society because that is a norm. You know what I mean? That is a norm. A man is walking down the street, inside him, this was going to happen to a man because that was the norm. Police is trying to protect you from it. This is a standard. And this is what the LGBTQ community want America. America is built on. So, you know what I mean? This is a standard. For children, that's the reason why you said it before. So I could be along with it. That's why children could be in the LGBTQ community parade normally and watch this disgusting behavior.
Right.
So,
read on.
Come on. We got Genesis chapter 9, verse 6. And Lot went out at the door unto them.
Read on.
And shut the door after him.
Read on.
Verse 7. And said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly.
So Lot, you understand? He's setting the men aside. You understand? I pray you, do not so wickedly. What's the wickedly? Joy. Right.
Lot was kind of like giving them like a review, checking them, right?
Right. Yeah. No, listen, man. This is unlawful. Or what you're asking. This is unlawful. What you're attempting to do.
Please don't do this status quo. Because that's the status quo. You got to realize this is in Sodom. That's the status quo. Don't do this status quo. Everybody is participating in that. These is brand new people. They don't know how we get down. This is how we get down. You know what I mean? Please don't do the status quo against my guests that's in my house.
Okay.
That's, you know what I mean? That's what pretty much what Lot is saying. Don't do the status quo.
Read on.
Verse 8. Behold now, I have 2 daughters.
I have what?
2 daughters.
Read on.
Which have not known man.
Which have what?
Not known man.
No. Have what? Have not what?
Known man.
Which have not known man. So now, Lot, he's such a brother. You understand? He don't want no harm and evil done to these two brothers, these 2 strangers are in his house. He's actually offering his 2 daughters to these men. You understand? To do whatever they want to them. You understand? Just don't. I don't want to use the word. Just don't assault and save these men, these 2 angels. Read verse 8 again.
Come. Behold now, I have 2 daughters which have not known man.
Wow, now, man, listen, man, that takes brotherhood, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what man would offer? You understand? There's a mob of men knocking on your door trying to SA you. Right? Hold your point. There's a mob of men knocking on your door trying to SA you. You understand? And you come out and sit up and say, listen, man, these are my daughters, man. Here, you take them. Ain't no man doing that today. You understand? Ain't no man doing that today. Read on.
Come. I pray you, bring them, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes.
As what?
Good in your eyes.
In other words, listen, man, you could do whatever you want to do. I don't want to get Professor Shalayala says what
Yeah. You can make it PG. You can make it PG.
Come. I'm too upset. You understand what I'm saying? Do whatever you want to do to them. In your eyes. You understand what I'm saying? Because those are women. You understand what I'm saying? We're gonna jump ahead. What the New Testament said. You understand that? What is the New Testament saying about the bedchamber? You understand? The bedchamber is undefiled. You understand? Whatever you do with your woman is you know what I'm saying? Read on.
Only unto thee men do nothing.
Unto what?
These men do nothing.
Only unto these men do nothing. You understand? Do not try to have sex with these men. Don't try to SA these men. You understand? That's against the law. Read on.
For therefore came they under the shadow of my roof.
Now they started to get hostile. You understand? They started to press upon his house even more, even harder. You understand? They started to take no for an answer. Read on.
Come. Verse 9. And they said, stand back.
And they said, what?
Stand back.
Now that's aggression right there. You understand what I'm saying? Now let's pause this for a minute. Now, we see countless of videos of LGBTQ members being violent. Remember that alternative lifestyle? You understand that man who mimics himself as a woman, he unalived that postal worker. Have you heard about that story?
Oh no.
Oh, you never heard that story? There was a transgender. You understand? I'm sorry. In Brooklyn. Was in Brooklyn on the Bronx? There was a Brooklyn postal worker. You understand? His brother. He was in a store. You understand? Buying his coffee, his sandwich, whatever. You understand? And this transgender was in the store also. This transgender felt like he skipped the line. They started going at it, and it ended up that this transgender stabbed this man. You understand what I'm saying? And the store owner said that, yo, this man was in line first. You understand? Have you ever seen the video of the transgender in GameStop? You understand? When you saw it, right? When the clerk said, excuse me, sir, here's your change. I'm not asserting he just went berserk. I mean, you could go on YouTube, you could go on YouTube, you could Google multiple aggression that transgender have, that violence and transgender have. You understand? It's no secret that, listen, man, a lot of domestic violence is within the LGBTQ community.
That's right.
You understand? I pulled up a whole article about that last year. Lord, when I'm gonna do it next week. You understand? There's articles upon articles on domestic violence between men and men and women and women. What was the process?
Oh no, you're dropping it so heavy because society don't see two men fighting is wrong.
Right.
Society don't see two women is fighting is wrong. That's, you know what I mean? And that's how it became normalized.
Oh,
that's
so
why
I'm
going too far.
No, what you're saying is on point. But I'm gonna have to correct you. Two men fighting, two women fighting, that's every day, that's normal. But what you're saying, society don't see two LGBTQ men fighting or two LGBTQ women. Oh no, they're too holy for that. That's love right there. That man on man, that's like no ordinary love. That's love above love. But behold, them relationships are extremely violent.
Oh no, you're dropping it so heavy because the man is stronger than the woman.
Right.
But if it's two men,
right. Oh,
it's not stronger than
right.
It's not stronger. A man is not stronger than a man. Oh, if it's two women, oh, that's two women fighting. It's normal. That's the reason why they get kicked their teeth in.
Right.
And nobody don't say a goddamn thing. But imagine a straight couple.
Right.
And the man kick his wife's teeth in.
Right.
That's going to be a problem.
Right.
But it's okay that it's getting to the point that an LGBTQ community man can kick a woman's teeth in because he's feminine. He's feminine. That right a man in Mexico unalive a woman while another woman watching that man. Oh, he's just gay. It's okay. No standard because there's no moral compass in the LGBTQ community. There's no moral compass. We pushing it. We pushing that.
Right. You got transgendered men, you understand? Boxing, you understand, against women. Kicking their teeth in. You understand? And the woman is beat up and got her damn teeth knocked in, and everybody like, yo, what happened? What's going on? This is a goddamn man. You understand? He have more strength than this woman. You understand? That's why the Most High said that the Most High is not an author of confusion.
That's right.
You understand? And that's why the part of the scripture it says the Most High tells us that women rule over us. The mentality that the white man has is like a goddamn like a woman.
That's right.
Most High Christ.
That's right. That's right.
What verse were you saying?
We on verse 9.
You had a question, Jordan?
Never mind.
You good? All right.
All right. This one fellow came into sojourn.
Let's read that from the top of the
Come. We got Genesis chapter 19, verse 9. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came into sojourn, and he will needs to be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them.
Wow. Wow. You understand what I'm saying? Do you hear what's going on? You understand? This is a sign. This is men aside saying, listen, if you don't let me get at these two men, I'm gonna deal with you worse than I'm gonna deal with what I'm gonna do with them. That's a threat. You understand what I'm saying? That's a threat. Listen, remember Saucy Santana? You know what Saucy Santana said to, I forgot, who was that guy, Saucy Santana? You know this? Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I broke it out in my class. You know what I'm saying? DJ Academics.
Right.
Oh, I bring it in. Remember, he wasn't the first victim of people LGBTQ community men saying this to heterosexual men.
Right.
He wasn't the first. And right here, and you drop into your head, because remember, the protocol say, why are you judging me? Why are you judging me? That's the standard. That's what they always said. You can't judge me. I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you that your lifestyle is wrong. And you need to repent from that.
Right.
And this is what Saucy Santana and LGBT community, you know what I'm saying, once they get it from the jail cell, what Shaka Amos call it? The Mike Tyson effect.
Right.
The Mike Tyson effect.
Right.
Yo, I'm gonna knock you out and violate you. How disgusting, right? That's the other LGBTQ that's getting interviewed all over the spot talking about he knocked people out and violate men because he like men. He's a warrior. You know how disgusting that is, and people give him a calling card on that.
Right.
That's what these sodomites is saying to lies.
Right. I'm
gonna beat you up and violate you, and I'm gonna do something worse to you than we're gonna do to these angels.
That's right.
See how disgusting, how vile that they say it to lots.
Right.
Right, the LGBTQ. If I said Saucy Santana said exactly the same thing that these people said right here, it's a lie.
You know, that's heavy. You know what I'm saying? What is God showing us? You understand? Now we're in 2025. You understand? We see the boldness of the LGBTQ community. It's up in everybody's face. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, I ride the subways. You understand? Their flags is all on the trains. You understand? All on the trains, all on the billboards, the emblems. The rainbow is all down in the subway. You understand? It's bold and it's up in your face. You understand? You got society trying to teach your child, your boy, that he can be a girl. You got society that's teaching your daughter that she can be a boy. You understand what I'm saying? It's all up in your face. And you got the oppression of the LGBTQ. You understand? Oh, when we out in Kent and we speak against the LGBTQ, they get very hostile with us. You understand? But what is the Lord showing us, man? This was happening thousands and thousands of years ago, man. We really listen Genesis. The hostility of Sodom and Gomorrah. How they're threatening Lot. You understand? How they being aggressive. We good?
Oh, yeah, I'm looking up that video.
No, we good, sir.
Oh, you don't want to hit.
We don't.
Huh.
Read the 9th verse again.
Oh, no, from the top. Huh. Genesis chapter 19, verse 9. And they said, stand back.
Get back. Read on.
And they said again, this one fellow.
This what?
This one fellow.
Like, who was Lot? Who was this? Who was this guy? Read on.
Came into sojourn.
And came in to do what?
Sojourn.
Because remember, Lot, you know what I'm saying? Lot, he made a home in Sodom and Gomorrah amongst them. You know what I'm saying? Now, Lot, he wasn't a part of Sodom and Gomorrah. So they're saying, who was this out of towner coming into our town thinking he could judge us? Read on.
And he will need to be a judge.
That's right. Read on.
Now will we deal worse.
We will deal what?
Worse.
We will deal what?
Worse.
We're going to deal worse. Read on.
With thee.
They're going to deal worse with Lot. Read on.
Then with them. And they press.
Now, hold on. Now, does this sound like love? You understand? This don't sound like love. You understand? Because these men of Sodom and Gomorrah saying, listen, man, I'm going to deal worse with you than I'm going to do with them. So it's sickening to think, but they really wanted to ravish these men, violently ravish these men. And these men are saying a lot, I'm going to do worse with you than I'm going to do with these men. Read on.
And they press.
But yet the LGBTQ, the Christian church don't read this. You understand? They don't read this. Read on.
And they press so upon the man. Even Lot.
Even what?
Even Lot.
Read on.
And came near to break the door.
Listen, man, they breaking so many laws. They're violating. You understand? They're doing so much violation right here. They want to break in this man's goddamn door just to get to these two men. You understand? That's an offense, Jordan. Huh? Who, Lot?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I can't hear you.
Lot can take action by defending himself.
You said he couldn't?
Oh, it's locking. Just use your outside voice. Try to talk like loud so we can hear on the camera. Like, Lot try to he could defend himself. Speak to like your outside voice. All right, this in the class you learn it. So talk your outside voice. Like Lot try to defend himself. That's how you like to talk. Okay, but
that's what.
Lot try to defend himself. He could have defended himself. Breaking his door and all that.
You say he couldn't or couldn't?
He could have defended himself.
He could have. Yeah, he could have defended. Yeah.
He got a firearm. Like 9 times out of 10, he would have been shot.
Hey, listen, man, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Lot, he's showing extreme mercy and patience. You understand? Right. Because remember, man, Adam knew how to fight. You know what I'm saying? Lot and Adam, they were warriors, man. You understand what I'm saying? So, you understand? And then again, you understand, he's in front of a whole multitude of angry men, angry and violent men. You understand what I'm saying? So he's playing it safe. You understand? But we're going to read that the Most High is on his side. Read on.
Come. Genesis chapter 19, verse 10. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them.
Wait a minute. Let's read that again.
Come. But the men put forth their hand.
And read on.
And pulled Lot into the house to them.
Read on.
And shut the door.
And did what?
Shut the door.
Now they getting physical. You understand what I'm saying? They're getting physical. Like, you can't take no for an answer. Last time, listen, man, don't do so wicked to these men. Just go home. You understand? If you're that much of a lustful, disgusting bastard, here, take my 2 daughters. They're virgins. You could bend them, flip them, and rub them down and turn them upside down in this house and do whatever you wish to them. You understand what I'm saying? This is how much brotherhood Lot had for these 2 strange men. These men are strangers. You understand? That brought these two angels unto his house, showing them brotherhood. You understand? And hospitality. He's not going to let this mob of Sodom and Gomorrah men, you understand, harm these 2 men. But now it's to the point where now they put hands on Lot and pushed him into the door. Read on.
Come. Verse 11. Yeah. Verse 11. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house.
Salakia. I misread it. Salakia.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna do 11.
Salakia. Misread it.
All right.
Verse 10. Salakia.
Oh, you want verse 10 again?
Yes.
Genesis chapter 19, verse 10. But the men put forth their hands.
Salakia.
Oh, you ain't know, you said.
No. Be verse 10.
Come. Genesis chapter 19, verse 10. But the men put forth their hand.
Okay, so the men would be the angels. You understand, Salakia? The men would be the angels. Read on.
And pulled Lot into the house to them.
And he pulled Lot, and the men pulled Lot into the house with them. You understand? Now, These two angels saw that it was getting out of hand. You understand? Now these angels came to intervene now. You understand? Because after all, just like, and that's the spirit, what Jordan said, because, and what I said, there's a mob of men. There's so much that Lot can do. He can't fight off all these men physically by himself. So now that's when the angels came and intervened in the situation and pulled Lot back into the house with them. Read on.
And shut to the door.
And they shut the door. Read on.
Verse 11. And they smote.
And they did what?
Smote.
Read on.
The men that were at the door of the house with blindness.
And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness. So now these angels did what? They caused these mob of men in the Sodom and Gomorrah to be blind. He blinded everybody. Read on.
Both small and great.
Both what?
Small and great.
Read on.
So that they worry themselves to find the door.
Do you understand what's going on right here, Jordan? What do you pick up to this? What do you pick up from that last sentence? Read that last sentence.
Come.
So that they were.
So that they worry themselves to find the door.
You know what weary mean? Let's look up the word weary. Weary. Not exactly. Yes, Salakia. Yes, this old English, weary, yes. Tired, fatigue. So that they weary themselves to find the door. What does that, what was going on here, right here? No, let.
Oh, they got one out.
Huh?
They got what it was. They were struggling to find the door, so they tied themselves up.
Right, but what is this telling us though?
They would stop at nothing.
Right.
There you go.
Right. Clap it up. They would stop at nothing. You understand? That's how much, in other words, that's how much lust, you understand, and sexual deviancy that these men had for these two angels inside the house. This is how much that these men wanted to ravish these two men, that they would stop at nothing. You understand? Can you imagine you being blind? You understand? And you like this trying to find a door, trying to find a doorknob, you understand? Now, if they're trying to find a doorknob, if they're trying to find a doorknob to enter into the house, they would try to have sex with these men when they're blind. What was the problem?
Oh no, you dropping it so heavy. It goes along with, they're not thinking about, yo, we just got blinded.
Right.
Let us run away because we blind. Mm-hmm. They so much as a disgusting bastard and a deviant. Right. They don't care. They're lost. Right. I have to come. Right. I have to sell drugs. I have to make this girl, you know what I mean? She want to give me the coochie. I have to make her a whore. Because I'm so a lustful bastard. I'm gonna sell drugs to this pregnant woman. Right. Because I need the money. I want the money so much. Right. I would sell drugs to this pregnant woman, even though I know that you're pregnant. That's how disgusting that, you know what I mean? That's how disgusting that this lust, you know what I'm saying? This courage is. Yo, I'm gonna make, you know what I mean? I'm gonna make a drug addict out of your daughter. That's right. Because I gotta give my daughter some food. See how disgusting that is? That, you know what I mean? Even though I'm in a position, I'm blinded. So by me being blind, by these people blinding me, I'm still gonna go along to what my desires want. I want to come. Right. Slide. Right.
We don't.
Come. Let me see here.
Verse
12. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Genesis chapter 19, verse 12. And the man said unto Lot, haste, thou hear any beside son-in-law and thy son, right, and thy daughter, and whosoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. Verse 13. For we will destroy this place.
For we will do what?
Destroy this place. Because the cry of them is waxed great before the face of the Lord. And the Lord have sent us to destroy it.
Okay, now, basically, so now, you understand? They revealing themselves as to be angels. And now they're given an order to Lot. You understand? To take all your family, all your loved ones. You understand? Because now the Most High is about to destroy this place, right? Jump down to verse 17.
Come on. Genesis chapter 19, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, escape for thy life.
Escape what?
Escape for thy life.
Get off of drugs.
Escape for thy life.
Stop smoking heroin.
Escape for thy life.
Stop smoking weed.
Escape for thy life.
Stop eating pork, crab, lobster, and shrimp.
Escape for thy life.
Slow it down. Let's stop being an adulterer.
Escape for thy life.
You understand? We got to escape these sins. You understand that we've been taught here in America? You understand? Because it will destroy us. You understand? We are escaping for our life, man. You understand? Since 1969, since the truth been out, you understand? Under Commander General Yohana, we have been escaping for our lives. We have turned around from the ideologies, you understand, and the doctrine of what America taught us was all right. And LGBTQ is one of them. That's plaguing Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. We are the face of the LGBT community, man. You understand? We make it look popular and glamorized. Meanwhile, the oppressor is the sexual deviants. You understand? They should be the billboard of that, but they're not. You understand why? Because the wicked that we do, you understand, we outweigh the deeds of the wicked. You understand? So the angels is talking to Lot. You understand? Escape for your life, man. You understand? We got to escape the drugs, man. We got to escape crime. We got to escape gangs, Bloods and Crips. You understand? We got to escape the abortion clinics, eating abominable foods, man, doing everything that's unlawful, getting shape-ups, taking a razor to your head and shaving off all your hair. You could cut your hair down low. Hold your point. You can cut your hair down low, but we are not to take the razor and cut off our hair and get shape-ups. What, you have a question?
You can't get lines.
Huh?
You can't get no lines to like put no design on it. Like just look fresh.
You can get a part in your hair. You understand what I'm saying? You can get designs in your hair, but you cannot get a shaper. You can't line the hairline that the Lord have given you. You need to go to that scripture?
I understand it.
You read that scripture before?
I mean, yes.
All right, no sweat. If you need to get it, we could get it after class.
All right.
All right, read on.
Come, look not behind thee, neither stay.
Now, hold on. Escape for your life. You understand? So now, this is what? This is a lot. This is the angels giving Lot a what? An order, a commandment to do. This is an order. You understand? And when the Most High gives you an order, you understand? When an angel gives you an order, when the priest of the Lord gives you an order, you understand? It's very wise for you to obey that order. You understand? It's in the spirit of the Most High in Christ. So Lot is selected. So these angels is giving Lot in order to do what? To escape for your life. Read on.
Come, look not behind thee.
Read that again.
Look not behind thee.
Look not behind thee. This is a specific order The angels is telling Lot, do not look behind you. Read on.
Neither stay thou in all the plain.
Read on.
Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed.
Lest thou be what?
Consumed.
Lest thou be consumed. Jump down to verse 22.
Come on. We got Genesis chapter 19, verse 22. Haste thee, escape there, for I cannot do anything till thou be come there. Therefore, the name of the city was called Zorah.
Read on.
Verse 23. The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar.
So basically, the angels is telling Lot, listen, go into this area. You understand? I cannot destroy this Sodom and Gomorrah until you reach this place. You understand? Read verse 24.
Come. I'm sorry. Come. The Lord risen upon Sodom.
Right.
Oh, sorry. The Lord rain upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah.
Read on.
Brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven.
He rained brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. Read on.
Verse 25. And he overthrew those cities.
And he did what?
Overthrew those cities.
And he destroyed those cities. Read on.
And all the plain.
And all the plain. Read on.
And all the inhabitants.
And all the who?
Inhabitants.
The men that try to have sex with those two angels.
Inhabitants.
You understand? He destroyed the inhabitants. 5 cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. You understand? The Most High rained fire and brimstone on. Destroyed those cities. Read on.
Inhabitants, the city, and that which grew upon the ground.
And he just literally destroyed everything. You understand? Read on.
Come, verse 26.
Now listen, this is the spiritual part of. Now this is the spiritual part. You understand? As we here in ISUBK, you understand, we living in the last days. Our King of Black men in Yahushua Christ, he's about to come through. You understand, to save us. You understand, we on the brink of World War III. You understand, we're becoming the new the new man. We're casting off the old man. We're learning these laws, statutes, commandments. You understand, we are not to look back. You understand, and how can I say, miss the lifestyle that we used to live. Or I miss standing on the block getting paper. You understand what I'm saying? Or I miss going to the strip clubs and having sex with the whores. You understand? Or I miss smoking weed. You understand? We are not supposed to look back our old man and desire and miss that. You understand? We got to move forward. The Most High Christ said, well, we can't be lukewarm. I don't want us. He's going to spoil us out. Read on.
Come. Genesis chapter 19, verse 26. But his wife.
But his what?
But his wife.
But his what?
Wife.
Read on.
Look back from behind him.
Now, what was the order? What was the order of Jordan that Lot gave to Lot and his family? You got to escape and do what? And do what? Huh?
Go to the mountain.
Read verse 17 again.
Come on. Genesis chapter 19, verse 17.
Uh-huh.
And it came to pass when they had brought them forth abroad that he said, escape for thy life.
Escape for thy life. Read on.
Look not behind thee.
Do what?
Look not behind thee.
Drop down to verse 26. So the order was to do what? Right. Read verse 26.
Verse 26. But his wife looked back.
But his wife did what?
Look back.
But his wife looked back. Read on. And what was the consequence for breaking this order? Read on.
From behind him.
Read on.
And she became a pillar of salt.
And she became a pillar of salt. You understand what I'm saying? You know what the Most High did? He destroyed her. You understand? He turned her into a pillar of salt. You understand? Now, you know, I don't know if you ever been on a farm. You understand? And cows, and they give cows a salt liquor. Have you ever been on a farm? You know that they give cows a salt liquor, like cows need to like lick something salty, so they will give them like a rock of salt. You ever been on a farm? You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Well, just imagine that little rock of salt that cows lick into a whole human form. You understand? That's what the Most High did to Lot's wife. Why she looked? Because she looked back. Now, my question is, why did she look back?
She missed the lifestyle.
Right. You understand? She missed the inhabitant. In other words, it's not that she missed the lifestyle. She got used to how can I put it? She got used to her surroundings. She was concerned of the wicked. You understand? We can't turn back. You understand? And have that same mindset. You understand? Not when the Most High put us out of this world that we used to live in. You understand? Not while we're escaping for our life. What time we got?
52.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to shut it down because we got business. All right. You have any questions?
On topic or
any questions you have? Do you have questions? Because we're about to end the class. If you don't, no sweat. You go home, think about your question, and you can always come back and talk.
I want to continue.
All right, most of that. All right, no sweat. All right. And with that, I'm preaching officer Sha'al. Lord's willing, I'm gonna have a part 2 next Wednesday. I'm gonna continue with this lesson next Wednesday. I'm gonna pass the class over to priest and officer of 1000, Officer Paratha.
Clap it up for the class. All right, Most High in Christ. ISUPK security announcements. Most High in Christ. We are the ISUPK. We are the ISUPK, started for 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Room for a new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister come into school, they are off limit for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves up of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister have an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. Court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Mean 10 in the Hebrew, Ma'ashara. 10%, every penny, any increase the Most High give you, get the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. A home coming. Oh, God, yeah, I'll try to get to it. Upcoming holy convocation is the feast of memorial of blowing of the trumpets. Go to isupk.com, scroll down, and look for any school that's close to you, so you can have, you know what I'm saying, so you can have brotherhood and sisterhood, so you can communicate with your brothers and sisters, and celebrate the Most High holy holiday. If anyone wants to be a trooper, enter school.
Okay,
Go ahead.
now, You had a question about trooper, being a trooper?
Yes, and Hebrew Academy.
Okay, okay. First step at a time. Let's say first things first. All right. We have a troopership program. Okay. If you truly desire, you understand, to do the work of the Lord and get raised and elevated and get rooted into this truth, you understand? What you want to do is you want to come to class dressed in all black. You understand? Black shirt, black pants, black boots, and also you will wear a headband. Consists of all black. You understand?
So where would I get that?
Listen. This to see if you can follow basic orders. All right? When we say all black, we're not talking about having a Nike shirt with the white Nike logo on it. We don't want to see nothing. All black. No white on you, all black. You understand? You do that for 90 days, and during the 90 days, what you're doing, you're coming to class. You're coming to the Sabbath class. You're learning. You're asking questions. You understand? You're reading for the teacher. And you're shutting yourself off the world, which is most important. You come into class, you're learning the Lord's statutes, commandments, the things that you used to do when you was out in the world, celebrating Christmas. Smoke. I'm not saying that you was doing these things, but celebrating Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? Going to strip clubs. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that we grew up with out in the world that the Christian church told us it was okay to do. You went here for 90 days shutting yourself of all the sin that you was taught in the world for 90 days. 90 days you're dressing up in all black, and that's what you're doing. Now, after this 90-day process, Lord's willing, you will get a Hebrew name. You understand? Shutting yourself up that old man. Whatever filthy name, slave name you have, it will be no more. You will get a Hebrew name. Okay?
Okay.
After you get that Hebrew name, you would become what we call a trooper. Now you're elevating yourself in rank now. What is the duties of a trooper? To follow orders. Follow orders. Follow orders. Take orders. And you're still dressing up in all black. You understand? Now the troopers, now they're allowed to go to camp. You carry equipment, you carry crates. You understand? You read for the priests at camp. You understand? And after class, you're cleaning the class. You're mopping, you're sweeping, and you're cleaning the bathrooms. Diligently, wholeheartedly, joyfully, with abundance. You understand? Because the Lord didn't have to bring you in this truth. So now you're learning some order and how to take orders and how to follow orders, right? All of this is under the guidance of Commander General Yohana and your camp leader, which will, Lord's willing, will give you your Hebrew name. You know what I'm saying? Because now what? Our Captain Tuzariak, what is he doing now? He's observing your characteristics. What man are you becoming? What man are you molding yourself to be during these 90 days? You understand? And the Lord will give you your Hebrew name based on your characteristic, your character. You understand?
Yes.
Get your Hebrew name. You're still dressing up in all black. You're following orders. You're going to camp. You're reading. You're not teaching. You understand? And that's another thing. When Lord's willing, you become a trooper. Right now in your stage, you're not allowed to teach nobody scriptures. You don't know nothing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
The only thing you could do is listen. Isupk, go to the school. These brothers teach you the truth. You know what I'm saying? You're not teaching nobody. You're not fishing nothing. Okay? Now, when you become a trooper, Lord's willing, after time, you show your diligence, you show your loyalty, you come into class, you come into camp, you understand? You're making yourself available You're not making any excuses. Captain Tazaryak would present you with an officer's exam, right?
All right.
Which you would be eligible to take, you understand? And if you pass it, you become a priest. Now, in between time of that, you understand? The last Passover, Hebrew Academy 2025 just graduated. So what Commander Johnny Yohana allows another generation of Hebrew Academy, you may can enroll in that. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's how you can join the Hebrew Academy. You understand? But don't worry about that now. You worry about shutting yourself of the old man. You understand? Take one step at a time. You understand what I'm saying? Because what I've seen, a lot of brothers come into the truth, they get a Hebrew name, and they go to those faggot, those IUIC purples. I don't understand. Yes. You understand what I'm saying? You see these covers right here? These are men who dropped their sword. These are men who graduated the Hebrew Academy and dropped their sword. Cowards. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
A lot of times men come in here, they think they got something to prove, they get their Hebrew name, and they want to go out and start wearing fringes on their t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? So right now, you just come to class and focus on shutting yourself of this world. You know what I'm saying? You're a young man. Listen, your rank right now, you have no rank, but we will call you a young man. Okay. Because you're knowing the truth. You understand what I'm saying? So when you get called young man, there's nothing to put you down. You're a babe in the truth. You're new. You're brand new. You're a young man. Any more questions? Officer.
Oh no, you're dropping this on.
You got something to say also?
Yes. I'm going to let you know. Don't think about Hebrew Academy.
Right.
Your job is to make sure that you come into the truth and you shed yourself up of the world. You're becoming a brand new person. All that other stuff is later. Because you could come in here and just drop out as a young man. Present yourself as a young man so we know who you are. That's what you want. So we know, oh, okay, you've been coming to class. We know you. You know what I mean? We know you. We know who you are. It's all good. But don't put so much burden on you. Just come to class. That's it. Just come to class and understand that you want to do the Lord's work. That's it. I want to do the Lord's work. It ain't got nothing to do with our school. I want to do the Lord's work. And that's what you present yourself. That's it. You want to do the Lord's work. That's it. That's it. And everything else going to come later on.
Right.
But your focus on, I want to do the Lord's work. This is how I do the Lord's work in the ISUPK. Then you get raised up. That's it. That's it. Don't put nothing on you. Don't put nothing on yourself. Just come to class. That's it. That's what we want. Just come to class. That's it. Don't think about nothing. Just come to class, learn the Bible, and that's it. All right?
That's the only game I came to. I really want to make this work.
Don't
talking is talk.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta really show through your actions.
Yeah. Don't think about no other camp. Just come to
I
class.
said this is the only camp.
I'm gonna let you know.
And I want to make this work. Like you said, take it one day at a time. Step by step. Patient, humble.
I'm gonna teach you this. Camp is what we do. Camp is not an organization. ISUPK is the organization. Camp is what we do on Saturday.
Officer Pronto, if I may, let's cut this and we talk to you.
Oh, come. All right, it's all good. All right.
We'll be with you tomorrow.
All right. So now, if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all blacks, boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, men of Israel, we're gonna give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Majum, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Amad Shabbat, Amajum, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Rakadam, Yazmatah, Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters that's in the chat. Men of Israel, Ahmad Shabbat, Amajum, Barak, Yahweh Shema, and Dom Bashim Yahweh Shah. Yazmatah, class dismissed.